Another week, another episode of Dragon Ball Daima. This week was Dragon Ball Daima episode 4. This one had a bit more action in it. I don't think there was a whole lot more to really dive into. Not really a whole lot of like lore drops or anything like that, like in previous episodes. Had more, like I said, had more action than the first 3 episodes, which was nice to see Goku actually, fighting a bit more. And even we get to see Glorio fight a little bit. The episode, again, starts where the last one left off, with them realizing that Glorio's ship, his plane, has been stolen or hijacked or whatever. And now they got to find another way to get to the castle of the third demon world's king. So they have to kind of just start traveling on foot. I was hoping for a little bit more info on the whole like Supreme Kai being something called a glend, but we didn't get anything as it pertains to that. Goku is still having a hard time flying in the environment because the air is heavy. So this episode really showed just how much Goku's been nerfed by not only being turned into a kid, but by the fact that the Demon Realm is just not a great environment for someone who didn't grow up in it, for someone who doesn't live in it. So, I mean, he's been, again, this is right after, it's just like a few months after the fight with Kid Buu. So this is end of Z Goku, potentially a little bit stronger than he was against Kid Buu, of course, in his adult form. So being turned into a kid, he gets heavily nerfed, and then further nerfed by being in the Demon Realm. Because even, you've seen these fights that are happening episode by episode, and you're like, you can't help but think how easy this would be for adult Goku. Because it's like, man, and it's not like this kid or Goku Mini, it's not like Goku's having trouble, necessarily. He's breezing through these fights with ease. It's just, the power Goku's supposed to be at by this point in the story, and it's hard to not think about how much easier it would be for, full-size Goku, which he'd still probably have a small nerf in the Demon Realm just because of the nature of the environment. Now, in this episode, again, there was more action that, another ambush is set up. First off, they fight some flying monster that comes out of this, like, dark lake-looking thing, this void, this sea of darkness or whatever. I don't know what happens if you fall in, but they were definitely like, yeah, don't fall into that because that's bad news. I just didn't know what actually happens. But this thing like comes up out of it, and it's like some flying monster thing that Glorio actually takes care of. So we got to see a little bit more Glorio fighting, and bro can handle himself. I said this in, I think, the last review. Glorio's not a bad fighter, bro. I'm kind of excited to play as him in Sparking Zero. I'm going to be honest. It's going to be fun. I can't wait. I want to see Glorio's real power, his real strength. What's he actually capable of? An ambush gets set up, and it's like this big ogre-looking thing. Goku knew it was about to happen because he could sense the key of this thing hiding behind the mountain or whatever. Glorio didn't see it. Glorio even asked Goku, like, how'd you know that thing was there? Goku's like, I just sensed his key. And Glorio doesn't seem to understand exactly what key is. So that leads me to believe that most demons, if not all demons in the Demon Realm, just don't have a fundamental understanding of ki. As most skilled fighters in the Demon Realm, their abilities are largely based on magic. So it's kind of a different power system than what we're used to. But that's been kind of established before. That the Demon Realm largely operates on magic rather than ki. The nature of these beings in the Demon Realm, their power system and everything, it does lead me to believe that Moro in Dragon Ball Super in the manga may have been from the Demon Realm. I mean, he had pointed ears, right? So, and his abilities largely being based on magic does lead me to believe it's very likely he's from the Demon Realm. But that's kind of beside the point, and that's kind of a topic for another video. But they find it's kind of like it's almost like a little bed and breakfast almost, but it's like it's a house or like a little shop where they serve food and stuff, and they take a break there. And Glorio's asking for like a plane or whatever. They give him something called a sky seed, which is basically just a seed that you get on top of, and they just launch you into the air, and you ride it like the way Tao Pai Pai rode the pillar in OG Dragon Ball. It definitely felt like a callback to that. Goku and Supreme Kai, they're like looking around in this shop, and they find like, it reminds me of like those little booths at like theme parks, like Universal or something, that's like just got like a bunch of candy in it, and they're all like bugs. They're like dead bugs. They're like little candied bugs, I guess. And they grant different like buffs or things. They have a revive bug. I think they were called Medibugs or Medibugs or something like that. They have a revive bug that can, it's basically a sensu bean, restores your stamina. They also have, some that cure headaches and stuff like that. And then they pointed out one that can combine two people. So fusion. So I think that undoubtedly means fusion is going to be happening in this anime. Who will it be between? That's anybody's guess. We could see a new fusion between Goku and Vegeta, which would be kind of cool to see a third fusion between them. It'd be a kid version most likely, but it's like, it couldn't be Vegito because it wouldn't be a Potara fusion. It couldn't be Gogeta because it wouldn't be a Fusion Dance fusion. So who would it be? Would it be something completely new with a new name? I don't know, but it would be interesting to see. What I think might be more likely is that could be how Supreme Kai and Kibito refuse. I think that's not only possible, but likely. Because it's kind of been a big question. It's like, okay, well, they're unfused at the beginning of this, but they were fused in Battle of Gods, which takes place after Daima. What happened there? And they even get unfused a different way. They were like, okay, well, in Daima, they revealed they went inside of Buu to unfuse because he emits some sort of gas that nullifies Potara fusion. But then in Super, they asked the Dragon Balls they asked Purunga to unfuse them. It's like, okay, why'd they even refuse in the first place? I think something's going to happen. If we don't get a Goku and Vegeta fusion, that's possible. That it's possible, but I don't know if it's going to happen. I do think it, especially because like Goku even offered them some of these bugs. They're like, we could just fly, and restore our stamina since it's so tiring to fly here. Spring Kai's like, I don't like bugs. It's like, I don't want to eat that. So it leads me to believe that something's going to happen to where Supreme Kai and Kibito need to fuse. Maybe it's like, I don't know, Kibito's a little older or something. So like, if they fuse, will they, if they fuse with this form of fusion, will they make an adult? Is it something where they're going to have to be an adult? And like, if Kibito and Supreme Kai fuse, there's some sort of special conditions fusing this way, or the fact that, it's a Supreme Kai fusion or something that makes them older. Because Supreme Kai commenting about Kibito's age in the first episode, I just don't feel like it's coincidence. It could be. It's not like I have any sort of inside track. It seemed too well placed within the context of this anime and this story to be coincidence. So I'm just wondering if there's going to be something that they have to fuse for, plot-wise. Something in the plot that will require them to fuse in order to move forward. That could explain why they're fused again in Super and then have to unfuse again. And it could also explain why they have to do something else to unfuse them. They do briefly talk about the Dragon Balls in the Demon Realm. Of course, we already knew there's 3. You have to get through the Tamagamis to retrieve them, which are apparently really strong. In the overall context of the world, I don't know how strong they're supposed to be. Are they Buu level? Are they below Buu? Are they above Buu? I think we should try and scale. When talking about power scaling in Daima, everybody's got a nerf, right? So it's kind of difficult to properly scale everything. But we should kind of use, since it's after the Buu arc, we should kind of use Buu arc scaling as a reference point, right? So that, again, makes me wonder, are the Tamagamis weaker, same as, or stronger than Buu? I have a hard time believing they're stronger than Buu. If Goku fights them as a kid and finds a way to beat them, there's no way they're stronger than Buu. Unless they end up being explicitly stated to be. But that's one of those things we're going to have to wait and see. They could be, I don't know. Also, other people have probably called this already. The big Dragon Ball that we saw above the Tamagami, I don't know if that's a hologram or not. It kind of looks like a hologram in like the credits, the ending and everything. And I did, a lot of people saw this before I did, the fact that the Tamagamis have Dragon Balls in them. So maybe the Dragon Balls in this realm are not as big as I thought they were. I thought the big thing that we saw was the Dragon Ball of the realm, but I guess it could be just a hologram, and the real one is inside the Tamagami, which would make more sense as to, you got to beat them to get it because it's inside of them. So that would make more sense. And I may have just been completely wrong in my first review about the Dragon Balls being above average in size. The episode ends, they find another village, and King Goma's police are like taxing the people, basically asking for offerings. They're like, it's going to be more because Goma's a greedy shit or whatever, and give us 3 coins instead of whatever the hell you've been giving us before. And everybody's like, it's too much, too much. I'm guessing it's demons are really, really poor, particularly in these small villages. So Goku doesn't like it, wants to get involved. Gloria's like, no, don't get involved. It's going to cause more trouble. We don't want that. But this little girl, she kind of gets involved because they're like, for every coin you can't pay, we're going to remove 3 years from your life. I'm just like, what the fuck? The fuck is wrong with these people? They don't lock them up or nothing. We're just going to suck 3 years out of your life. They hook them up to some gizmo, some tank with a tube, and it takes life essence or something out of them and pumps them into this canister. And now I'm wondering, okay, well, what do they use that for? Surely they use, the life force they take from people for something. I'm sure it'll come into play later down the line. But it's kind of messed up. Like, there's this old guy can't pay anything. And he's like, if you, and they're like 3 years for each coin, right? So, like, if you can't pay any of the 3, you lose 9 years of your life. And this old guy's like, if you take 9 years from me, I might die. It's like, I don't care. We're going to do it anyways. That gets interrupted by this girl who pulls a bomb on him. And the bomb doesn't work. She throws it and it just kind of deflates. But the whole her being masked, I swear it's another Star Wars reference. And I could be reaching here, but it just reminds me again of Star Wars. The monster at the beginning reminded me of Star Wars. It reminded me of the creature living in the asteroid. The creature in this show that came up like out of the dark sea or whatever. The flying thing. Reminded me of the creatures that live in the asteroids. In this scene, her pulling a bomb to kind of, bluff them or whatever, reminded me of when Princess Leia went to Jabba's palace to try and retrieve Han. That's just what it reminded me of. Could be a complete reach, but it seems Toriyama's definitely a Star Wars fan. There's just too many causalities. There's too many references to Star Wars. And I'm sure people have confirmed it before, and I could probably Google it. I'm sure Toriyama was a Star Wars fan. It seems like I heard that somewhere. But I think the episode was really good. I think it was another 9.5 out of 10 episode. I like the last episode more than a lot of people seem to. But I do agree it was going kind of slow. Goku ends up getting involved because she throws the bomb. It deflates. They're like, get her! And then they chase after her, and they grab her. Goku gets involved and just wastes everybody. Again, no key blasts or anything like that. Nothing spectacular. He just beats the hell out of him with his power pole. It was just good old-fashioned, martial arts action from Dragon Ball. I like the bar fight scene from the previous episode more because it felt like a Jackie Chan movie. But this one had more meat to it. This fight had a little bit more substance. So I'm excited to see Goku really throw down, which I hear something big's going to happen within the next few episodes. So hopefully that's true. And the dub is getting close. So I'm going to be watching the dub as well because I'm really excited about Stephanie Nadolny returning to play Goku. And I may even do a one-off review of like the dub and just like the quality of the dub and everything like that because I'm a big dub supporter. But I think the episode was overall really good. And, you might get tired of me saying that, the small handful of y'all that watch these or listen to these. But I think the next episode, we're going to learn about this girl some more. Uh, she's based on like the trailers and the opening, the ending, and all that stuff. She's probably going to become like a permanent or at least semi-permanent part of the party here with Supreme Kai, Glorio, and Goku. I hope they reach the palace or the castle or whatever of this third Demon World King soon, because I want to see what it looks like. You know, I'm ready to get into like the meat and potatoes of this story. Goku offers, he's like, hey, let's go get those Dragon Balls, fight the Tamagami and get the Dragon Balls. And Glorio's like, easier said than done. And Supreme Kai's like, yeah, we gotta save Dende first. And Goku's like, well, couldn't we do both at the same time? We get the Dragon Balls, we can make a wish to become normal again. You know, he's probably thinking we can become normal again, which we need to do anyways. Plus, it'd make me stronger, which will probably just make the whole ordeal easier. It would also make Dende normal again. Glorio ends up agreeing with this sentiment. He's like, it might be worth pursuing both at the same time. I think, you know, priority is going to be Dende, at least for a little while. But I'm interested to see how the show and the story balances trying to save Dende and trying to get these Dragon Balls at the same time. I'm very eager for Piccolo and Vegeta to join them in the Demon Realm. I need a little bit more interaction. I need more of this mini Vegeta. I need it in my life. I want to see them try to fight in the Demon Realm. I'm excited to see Super Saiyan Goku as well in this mini form. Probably once he gets a better handle on the environment, or maybe once they go to the second Demon World, maybe it would be different. I don't know. But what did you think of this episode? I thought it was great. I hope they continue to escalate the action. The first 3 episodes did a really good job at exposition, world building, but it's time. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of the story. Let's get into the fighting. Let's get into, you know, the real adventure here. It's been a lot of just getting from point A to point B, and just little things happening in between. And it's been cute. It's been great. There's been a lot of lore drops, a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of references to other things. And just a lot of talking exposition. The fight scene's been really good, but I want to see something a bit more spectacular. So I'm very excited to see where this goes. Did you like the episode? What do you rank the episode out of 10 for you personally? What did you like about it? What did you not like about it, if anything, on both ends? Like this video. Hit the like button if you like this video. If you like these episode reviews, don't forget to subscribe for more Dragon Ball and anime content. I got a lot of stuff in the oven that I'm working on. Unfortunately, I have a video that I'm working on, but certain things that have happened in Daima have changed the context a little bit of the video, so I've had to rework the script, so that kind of slowed me down a bit. But anyways, hit the subscribe and the bell if you don't want to miss any uploads. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one.